It's called Ladies Road, and it was built as houses on a graveyard for a church, which is through the little gap there. There was some damage done to the building on the end from a vehicle, which I think knocked into the very edge of it. It's a hazard in a place like York with narrow streets and lots of traffic. But it's recently been restored, so it looks as though they'll be letting the shop unit below. Most of the places are still used, either the upper floors or the ground floors for shops or restaurants. It's called Lady Road. It's really nice, and it's a good example of the kind of timber-framed buildings, but the very thing that the civic authorities were worried about in terms of fire risk. But they are fabulous. They do look fabulous buildings. They've also got this strange feature where the top floors jut out.
Right. So
From
it looks like somebody
the ground
took just
floor.
clay and just plastered over it.
That was a basic principle originally. I think it's more sophisticated now because I think they'll have replaced the timber framing with other matters. Although I still see some timber there, so maybe they haven't. There's obviously some brickwork involved now, because you can see it. The thing is about what are called jetted buildings is that the top floors often stick out beyond the level of the ground floor. It was a tax tax would be paid on the ground floor curtilage, as it's called, of the property, so you can pinch a bit of extra space by building out. And when we go to the shambles, you'll see this in extreme form, because the top floors jut out considerably. And it looks slightly unsafe, but they are very safe. But we'll get to the Minster. If you carry on along the road beyond the Minster, you'll eventually get back to Bootham Bar, where we look through the arrow slits facing the wrong way, facing this way. So that's in that direction. So basically all we've done is an enormous loop along the walls and then along the street. That's just to get your bearing. That's where a street of butchers and shambles were the shelves on which butchers would display joints of ham, beef, pork. And when you go into the shambles, you'll see these incredible timber frame buildings sticking out, as I've explained. You'll also see on the left-hand side particularly, some of the shop fronts have very wide shelves, which is exactly where they would have displayed beef and pork and stuff. In some shops you'll see the meat hooks on the outside as well. So it's all very crafty. Not so many butchers in the street now, but there is a place that sells sausages and cold meat. And there's plenty of restaurants. And at the far end, there's a series of Harry Potter related shops. And there must be to do, I'm sure, that they will have filmed part of it in these kind of stores. So on we go in that way, because it just feels different when you see it from both directions. But it is lovely. Back in the Middle Ages, and how wide these are. They were an architect's shorthand to explain they were one of his buildings.
See the cats there, but 20
Oh my God!
Three of them on either side of the road just at this point. We're coming to the end of the walk. You'd be relieved to know because you've done a lot of walking today. One last quite spectacular looking building is the black and white one across the road. It looks like it's falling down. It isn't, honestly, but it does seem to be bowing a bit. It was built in 1577, so it's very old. And it's called Sir Thomas Herbert's house. And he was a friend of Charles I. So, and in fact, when the story goes, when Charles I was executed in London, Thomas Herbert was one of his friends that went with him. So that was his house originally. It's going to become a restaurant in the next few weeks, I believe. So They're sorting out their planning permission at the moment.
So the friend was on.
Sorry?
His friend.
No, his friend wasn't executed, but he just went with him as a supporter, if you like,
Oh, okay.
at the time. But as I say, they then restored the monarchy 11 years later because the parliamentarians couldn't agree who should replace Oliver Cromwell. So they basically gave up the whole idea. Funny, isn't it? Really? How history works. But that's a great film, isn't it?